Which shoe am I reaching to if I want to go for my long run this week? So in today's shoe comparison review, we've got the most promising up-and-comer super trainer on the market, the MIZUNO NEO Vista, up against the king of the super trainers, the ASICS Superblast. We're going to go through their similarities, their differences, and their performance features, and hopefully from that, that's going to give you guys a great indication of choosing the right shoe for you. But before we get into it, a massive shout out to my #1 running store, the Running Company at Geelong. I've got a link to their website in the description. Make sure you go check out that and check out all their running gear. And also, if you guys want to support this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Right, so checking out our quick specs here now, what is jumping out to me is certainly the weight. So we've got a 1 ounce difference between these two shoes. Superblast, the lighter shoe, and can you really feel that on the foot? Well, yes you can. Superblast certainly feels like the lighter shoe. However, none of these shoes really feel that heavy on the foot. And also that $20 price increase, well, US dollars, so that's a lot here in Australia. $20 price difference. Is that warranted in the performance here? I'm not so sure. You guys will have to make your own mind up about that after you watch the review. Now in the stack heights, interestingly, so pretty much evenly matched, but on paper, the Superblast comes in at the slightly taller stack. However, when you wear these shoes at the same time, the Mizuno actually feels like the taller stack, and that's just because it's got that really unique geometry, which we'll go through later. And with our uppers, so with the Neo Vista, they have got a full knitted upper. Now this material is actually quite thick. It's flexible enough, and it also provides enough support of where it needs it. It's a booty design, meaning it is all just the one piece, so you don't have a separate tongue within this shoe. It's got no padding in the shoe, which was actually very surprising to me, and I was a little bit concerned. In the heel counter, we've got a very flimsy heel counter here. We've got a really high heel flare here and a pull tab, which obviously makes it nice and easy for you to get your foot into this shoe. In the laces wise, they've just got, their laces run up and down the shoe, but are pretty unique of how it ties into the shoe. They've got a cable that's just sewn in each side, and the laces just weave through this cable, but you don't really need the laces on this shoe. It's pretty effective. Now lockdown wise, with no padding in the shoe, I was quite concerned. However, the lockdown is quite good. So the shoe fits quite snug and quite securely around the midfoot. So it holds, you get all the lockdown straight through the midfoot, not really much through the heel here. In the fit, true to size in the length, but I would say it's on the narrow side of shoes, so it's just really snug. And in the Superblast here, so what they are using is a jacquard woven material. So this material is light and flexible, however, it's probably not the most breathable. It doesn't have breathing holes all through it like a lot of shoes do, or like a lot of the mesh shoes do. However, it's not a hot shoe by any means. We've got a really solid heel counter here, very different to the Mizuno. And again, this shoe's got some padding where the Mizuno doesn't. It's probably got a moderate amount of padding there around the heel collar, quite nice. Tongue-wise, we've got a separate tongue, but it's a gusseted tongue. It's cut nicely to sit nice and contoured on top of the foot. They've got some pads on the tongue to take any laces pressure away. Pretty standard lacing system here. You do need to use a lacing system on this shoe. Now fit-wise in this shoe, Superblast for me runs long, so I come half size down, and that is perfect to me. Width, I would say, is on the normal side. Build quality in ASICS, always excellent, as it also is in the Mizuno. And comfort-wise, the Superblast and the Mizuno are both very comfortable shoes. If I've got to give a winner out of the uppers in both of these shoes, I'm going to go the Superblast. I don't think the booty design knit is going to work for everybody. And in our outsole here, so the Neo Vista has complete rubber coverage, as you can see there. Now this rubber compound, very soft, very sticky, very tacky. I absolutely love it. Durability wise though, it is showing somewhere. I don't think it's going to affect performance at all, but I don't think the durability is going to be as high on the outsole as what you're going to find in the Superblast. But yeah, nice and soft compound, really aids to the ride of this shoe, which we'll go on to later. And then they've just got this huge cavity through the bottom of the shoe there, that's the exposed wave plate, which I'll also talk about later. But yeah, very, very nice outsole here. I'm a big fan of this one. And in the Superblast, what we've got here, we have got the purple stuff is what you can see there is their rubber. So they use their AHA or the AHA Plus rubber on this one. Now, this AHA Plus rubber or the AHA rubber is a very durable rubber. So it's going to last the test of time, and it's quite good in most conditions. However, it can get a little slippery on a wet road. Nothing too concerning, but yeah, it can have some slippage issues. And I do know the new Superblast that's coming out, hopefully that's got that grip, which is absolutely amazing. Also on the outsole of this shoe, the rest of it is just exposed foam, or that exposed FF Blast Plus. And then also you can see these little holes all throughout the shoe, and you can probably, oh, I don't have any seeds, but that's prone to catching some seeds and some little stones in the bottom of the shoe, which you actually find at the end of your run. But overall, two pretty good outsoles here, but if I have to choose one of these outsoles, I'm going to go with the Mizuno. Right, and in the midsole here, so in the Mizuno, they are using this brand new foam called MIZUNO NXT. I think it's meant to stand for next, but this foam, I think it's a bit of a PEBA blend, but we've got two layers of it. So we've got a top layer, and then under that we've got the glass fibre infused wave plate. And that's going to give this shoe some rigidity. And as you can see, it's a pretty stiff shoe. There's still a little bit of flex there, certainly not as stiff as a carbon plated shoe. So it's quite nice. I really like where the flex point is. And then under the plate, again, they've got another layer of this really nice, soft, bouncy Energy NXT foam. Now, geometry-wise as well, they have got their smooth speed assist geometry, which they have in their premium Rebellion series of shoes, the Rebellion Pro and the Flash, which I absolutely love. Now, it's not so aggressive in this shoe, so it's certainly toned down from the Rebellion Pro and the Flash, which is just right, and it just really complements that easy running. So we've still got the heel bevel here, so we've still got a pretty aggressive heel bevel compared to other shoes, but certainly not as much as the Rebellion series, and we've got a nice forefoot rocker here, which is just amazing. So you can definitely feel the rocker sensation in this shoe. Now with the Superblast, what we've got here, we've got two layers of foam, so it's dual density foam. So the top layer is their premium race day foam, the FF Turbo, which is about to be outdated, I believe. They've also got the FF Turbo Plus now, which is in the brand new Metaspeed Paris series. So hopefully the new Superblast is going to have that foam in it. Well, I'm pretty sure it is anyway. And then obviously under that they have got FF Blast, which I've mentioned before, FF Blast Plus. And that's the foam that they've used in the Nova Blast 3, I believe, not the Nova Blast 4, which uses the Eco. Now this shoe does not have a plate, so nothing fancy within it, just super foam and some bouncy foam. But rigidity wise, it's still a pretty stiff shoe, as you can see there. You've got a nice flex point there, but rigidity wise, still a stiff shoe. The Mizuno though, out of the two shoes, the Mizuno is certainly the stiffer shoe, but not by much. And geometry wise, the Superblast, there is a little bit of a forefoot rocker here, but it certainly doesn't feel anywhere near as rocketed as what you're going to find in the Mizuno shoe. A little bit of heel bevel here, but overall, this shoe slightly rocketed, definitely doesn't feel like you're tipping forward. And again, it certainly doesn't feel slappy on the ride. So, and in the ride of the Mizuno, so this ride is so smooth. So it's probably it probably is the smoothest shoe that I've ever run in. So it's buttery soft, but without being too squishy. So it's just got a really nice amount of softness. And it's also got some good bounce and some good energy return. So but it's not overly responsive. So it's not a snappy, responsive shoe. It's a smooth, buttery, soft, just efficient shoe. So I think the balance here is just right between softness, bounce, stiffness and rocket sensation. They've just really dialed it in here to be comfortable pretty much at all paces. So yeah, very nice. It's a pretty stable shoe considering as well. So it doesn't feel, considering how soft it is, it doesn't feel unstable at all. But yeah, this smooth speed assist geometry is just amazing. So just how they've toned it down, it really just ticks those legs over effortlessly. This soft foam just really saves the beating of these legs. This is one really amazing ride. Now what we're going to get in the Superblast, so this shoe for me is more on the responsive side. So it's certainly firmer than the Mizuno. However, it's still very cushioned. So it's huge stack of this super foam, but this FF Turbo is certainly firmer and it's much more responsive. So you still get some squish and bounce out of this shoe, but the rebound is a lot quicker. So it's you go a lot quicker down and a lot quicker up. With this one, you're gonna sink into this shoe a little more and you're gonna roll through the rocker and lift off gently. With this one, you're gonna sink into this foam a little bit and it's gonna snap your foot out. But this shoe is a very safe shoe. It's a very consistent ride. So this foam, when you run in it, it actually gets better the more you run in it. So it actually feels better after 1 hour, 1.5 hours. This foam probably softens up a little bit and just keeps giving back to you. So this one, again, very efficient ride. It's a more traditional ride, so again, it's not rocketed. However, it's still it's very, very nice on the legs. So you're gonna wake up the next day after your long run and your legs are still gonna feel pretty fresh because this shoe, you don't waste too much energy in this shoe. Now this is an extremely stable ride as well. It's more stable than the Mizuno. Best use for both these shoes is certainly the exact same thing. So they can both pretty much handle anything that you throw at them. Pretty much any pace except for race day. But for me, they both really sing at the long run. So they're both pretty much the best long run shoes on the market in my opinion. Can you go easy in these shoes? You can go easy. Can you do your workouts in these shoes? Yeah, you probably could. But yeah, just wouldn't race in them. But anything else underneath, they are good to go. Right, so just wrapping it up here, we've got two amazing shoes. So you really can't go wrong with either of these shoes. For me, probably two of the best shoes on the market, pretty much two of the best shoes that have ever been created. So they're certainly up there. So again, they can handle anything that you throw at them, they just do it in different ways. What do you prefer out of your running shoe? Do you like a more responsive ride, a little bit firmer, more traditional ride, still very, very comfortable? Superblast is for you. Again, if you're one of those heavier runners, you're probably going to get along with the Superblast a little more than what you're going to get along with the Mizuno. This Mizuno is going to give you a really smooth, buttery, soft ride. And quite a rocket shoe, so it's not as traditional as this one. You're going to feel the rocket sensation in this one. Both pretty stable. Superblast is certainly the most stable. Durability wise, I think the Superblast is definitely going to outlast this Mizuno. However, the fun factor with these two rides, I certainly think the Neo Vista is a lot more enjoyable to run in. It's much more fun for me, so I absolutely love this ride. So which shoe am I reaching to if I want to go for my long run this weekend? Well, I'm going to go the Vista. Just because of that enjoyment factor, I enjoy a rocker and I enjoy some softness on my long runs. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. Keen to hear your thoughts on my comparison between these two amazing shoes. Please drop anything in the comments below, any questions that you have. Really love to read those. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.